Hi, this is Mr. Smith, and in this video I'll be going over the syllabus. So this is Math 1332, Contemporary Math, or it's sometimes called Quantitative Reasoning. And really all it is it's mathematics that's applied to contemporary life. You know, things like statistics and probability and financial math. So hopefully you'll find that it's a little more practical. Certainly it's different than algebra, which tends to lead us towards courses like calculus. And so, but anyway, first thing it talks about here is contacting your instructor. Normally I'm really good at getting back to students. It says instructors typically respond to emails within 24 hours. Most of the time I do it almost right away and certainly within an hour. But we guarantee that we'll do it within 24 hours, or that's what we're shooting for as a standard. But like I said, I'm pretty good about getting back pretty quick. Over the weekend, it'll be a little bit different. I might be doing something, but I normally try to get back in a pretty timely manner. But it really just kind of depends on how many people are contacting me and how busy my weekend is. So my name is Scott Smith, and my nickname is 1T, for obvious reasons. Only 1T in my first name. And if you want to get a hold of me, the best way is probably email. I should say it's one of the best ways. But if you want to have a conversation, I would encourage you to call this number. This is actually a Google Voice number that I use, and you can call me or text me there if you prefer texting. And or if you want to call, we can have a conversation. Sometimes email takes forever to actually get the conversation done. So in a case like that, just give me a phone call. You're anytime. So let's see, we have our division office. I'm not sure, things are constantly changing, but I don't believe they're there and at this phone number. So at least for now, you can reach them using this link, which basically takes you into Blackboard and you're able to meet with them. I don't know if you'll actually see their picture, but at the very least you'll be able to talk to them just like you would in a phone call. All right, let's go on and go to the next page. So let's see, we already said this was contemporary math, which is Math 1332. Some of you are in section 21003, which is a 16-week version, and there's 3 other sections that are going to be starting September 8th, so it's possible that you're in one of those. The only difference between your syllabus and this one is the schedule is going to be a little bit more scrunched because you're not starting at the same time. Let's see, this is an online course, and certification date is basically when I basically indicate to the school that you've been attending, and I'll talk more about what constitutes attending when you're in an online course. Basically, there's some assignments you've got to do by the end of the first week with a grade of 70% or better. We'll get into a little more detail on that in just a little bit. Notice the last day to withdraw from this course, if for some reason you need to withdraw, is November 12th. But notice what it says here. You want to be careful about withdrawing, especially if you're getting financial aid or you're a veteran, or, with high school students, I don't even know how that would work for you right now, but all to say, you just want to make sure you do it the right way. Sometimes students just disappear and they leave all their classes for whatever reason, and they come back a few years later, sometimes never expecting that to happen. And they find that they're on academic probation. So you just want to make sure you drop the right way if for some reason you need to drop. Basically, as far as course prerequisites are concerned, you need to be college ready in mathematics at the non-algebra level, which means, this is not part of the algebra track, which normally leads to like trigonometry and calculus. It's for people that are not on that kind of track. All right, although sometimes people that are on that track might take this course, but for most people that take this course, that's not true. All right, let's move on to the next slide. So here it talks about the required course materials, and here's where things are new. So we have a new program called Include Ed, which basically means that you're getting your books along with your cost for taking the course. And so I think it went up $20 per unit. And so for example, in this course it's 3 units, so you're essentially paying $60 for your materials, not counting a calculator. We'll get to that in just a minute, but that's actually pretty good. During the summer and previously, students were spending about a little over $100 for the same product, so that works out pretty nice for you guys. If you're not in that program, you should let me know, and I just want to make sure that you're not delayed in getting into the materials. This is actually the information for people that would on their own get the materials, but again, I'm still learning about all that, and I would encourage you to see me if you're in that position. All right, so here it talks about how we're going to be using what's called MyMathLab, which is an interactive software online. It's based on a textbook, and you're going to complete all your assignments in MyMathLab. So it's going to be very important that you have access to a computer with internet access, and hopefully you got good internet access, because you don't want to be taking a test and suddenly it drops you. So hopefully that won't be an issue. If it is, you'll want to talk to me. So standard plugs or plugins are needed to access this tool. It really just depends. Later on, I'll make another video and I'll show you around MyMathLab and inside eCampus, and you'll see there's a browser check, and you'll just want to run that and make sure that you've got everything you need so that you can use all the different features of MyMathLab. And finally, if you've used MyMathLab in the past, things have changed. It used to be that we went to a separate website, a Pearson website, and that's how you got into MyMathLab. Now we're doing it through eCampus. And so there won't be a need to go outside of eCampus. Everything's done inside eCampus. All right. So as I said before, you're going to need a calculator. It's the TI 30XS Multi-View Calculator. Highly recommend this one, and I'll be using it in class because it's really great when it comes to really complex fractions in particular, and other expressions that can be difficult to enter into a regular calculator. Now, I'm not going to say that you can't use a scientific calculator if you already have one that's different, or even a graphing calculator, although there are certain ones you can't use, like the TI-83 and 84 are fine. If you have a different one, you should talk to me, and I need to make sure that it's good. But this TI 30XS Multi-View Calculator is what we recommend. It's around $20. You can maybe do better than that if you get it on sale. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. All right, so procedures and policies. So first of all, in a course like this, where we're doing everything online, communication is so important. So every week, we have 16 weeks, less than that if you're in one of those 3 sections that start September 8th. But each week I'll make an announcement in eCampus to remind you what is due and to make any important announcements for that week. You should receive an email each week when these announcements are made. So you want to make sure that your email address in eConnect is correct, which they've probably told you about 20 times by now. Because you want to make sure you're getting all the communications or emails that are sent out from your instructors. And it's important that you at least skim through them and make sure that you understand everything that's there. Now, as far as the schedule is concerned, the dates for assignments are in MyMathLab as you're doing the homework and quizzes and even the tests. And also your calendar, which is at the end of this syllabus, we're going to follow it very closely, so you can also be using that. But just keep in mind, each week when I make those announcements, there may be some other little things that I bring to your attention that you want to watch out for. All right, so let's see, what else do we have here? So when you email me or text me, let me know which course you're in. I have 7 courses, so sometimes I'm like, man, who the heck is this person? So I may send you an email back that says, who the heck are you? Or a text. So give me some information so I know who I'm talking to. All right, so now we're ready. We talked about how your attendance has to be certified, and yet you're not coming to class. So how are we going to manage that? So basically, what I'm requiring you to do is by the first Sunday after classes start, by August 30th. Now that's going to be different for the other 3 courses, so I'll let you guys know what that date is for you. But it's basically the first Sunday of the first week. But the assignments that have to be completed are homework assignments 1.1 through 1.3 and quiz 1. And actually, you need to complete those with an average of 80% or better. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see. I should probably remind you of this. So if you're getting financial aid, and you're not certified as attending a course, then it's very possible that you're going to lose that financial aid, at least for this semester. In fact, that's the whole point of the certification date, to make sure people, especially people that are getting scholarships and stuff like that, are attending class. So after that date, your participation in the course, because we do progress reports, they're based on your efforts on the homework, quizzes, and the tests. All right, let's move on. So for the graded work, you can see your homework is 10%. Your quizzes are 10%. You have 4 tests or 60%. They're basically 15% each. And finally, you have 1 final worth 100 points, which is 20% of your grade. And the grading is the traditional grading scale. 90 to 100 is an A, and so on. Let's go on to the next page. So description of graded work. So it says for each homework assignment in my math lab, you're going to have a video link and you're going to have a link to the assignment. So under the video link, you can find PowerPoint notes, and there's videos there to help you learn the material. I would encourage you to actually take notes. Get a notebook of some sort and take notes as doing examples and stuff like that, and then you're ready to go on and do your homework. Now when you get into the homework, you're going to have normally 3 times to do a problem. Now if it's a true-false problem, that's not going to be the case. You'll get 1 shot. But by using the similar question feature, you actually can get a new problem when you've missed a problem, and you get a new one to attempt, and if you get it right, then you'll get that problem marked correct. So basically what I'm saying here is you have the opportunity to get 100% on every homework if you're willing and able to go back and fix those problems that you miss. You can also click on the question help button, and you can get access to the book for that section. There's videos. They're actually the same videos as the other ones that are in the video file. You can get step-by-step help, and you can email me. And when you do that, it actually will email me the problem, and a lot of times I'll do a solution or sometimes even a video, and I'll send that back out. And this semester I'm going to try to make all those videos on homework problems available to students so that you can look to see if I already made a video for it, and if not, you can go ahead and check with me, and I'll help you out. You're also going to have test review assignments for each test. You can have up to 2 attempts. Your highest grade will be used, and again, all your homework is 10% of your grade. Now on quizzes, these are basically intended to help you know or help you to see if you really learned the material. So maybe you covered 3 sections in homework and now you take a quiz. If you bomb the quiz, that's a pretty good indication that you've got more work to do. You get up to 2 tries, but I would encourage you to write down the problems, write out your solutions, and you can, after you take the quiz, you can go over the quiz and see what you did and even get some feedback with that. And then you take it a second time, and then hopefully you can do it without looking at your notes and get a good grade or a better grade. You're going to have 4 tests, and again, we talked about that, 15% of your course average, and then you have the final. It's comprehensive, which means it covers problems from throughout the course. All right, let's see if we can wrap this up here. So this is just a guideline here. If you think about it, normally you'd be in class 3 hours a week, and then you would have the time that you spend on homework. What I've been finding with this course is students are spending at least 6 to 9 hours a week. And if you're putting in that kind of time, then you're probably going to do pretty well, I would say. Again, there's no guarantee, but that's a good guideline. And there's some resources that you'll see when you start looking at the assignments, and you have the opportunity to maybe look at some things that might help you to be successful in an online course or transitioning to college. And you'll see some others that are in there as well. And finally, late homework policy. It's actually for homework, quizzes, reviews, and so on. Normally these assignments are due by midnight or right before midnight on Sundays. There are some that are due on Thursdays, so again, keep an eye on the calendar and the dates in my math lab. Late assignments will receive half credit up until the day that you take your test. Because once you take your test, you can't go back and do homework that was supposed to be there to help you prepare for that test. So after the test, there's no going back. So let's see. And then if you miss a test for some reason, you want to contact me right away. Normally, I don't allow retakes, but at the same time, if something comes up, try to let me know ahead of time. But, contact me right away, and maybe we can work something out. All right, so we're just about done here. I've covered all the basics, what I would consider the most important things about the syllabus. Institutional policies, these are things that apply to all the different courses at Brookhaven and the other colleges that are part of Dallas College. And so if you're interested in some things that I didn't discuss, you can probably find them there. Just click on this link. All right, so finally I just want to take a quick look at the schedule. So you can see this is our first week's work, and these are the assignments that I talked about that are due in order for you to be certified. And you do need to get 70% or better on those assignments. And honestly, I would shoot for 80 or 90%. You can see the work for each week, and you can see the due dates here. And if you look at the calendar, you'll find that your first test is going to be in the 4th week. Now that's for the 16-week course. For those other 3 sections, I haven't finished that schedule yet, but it'll probably be about the 3rd or 4th week. All right, so that's all I have to say about the syllabus. If you have any questions, just contact me and I will clarify anything that I missed. And I hope you have a great semester, and I'm here to do whatever I can to help you be successful.